Great communicators, both representing Hockey East, Maine for Jim Montgomery, and Boston University, John Hines. This is going to be a good one. Both teams well coached.
Opening face-off won by the Blues. They send it down into the Minnesota zone. Faber sends that one down into the corner. Over to Hartman. Slings it right there at the line. Again, coming back. Shot gets blocked down off Tucker. Loose in front, and Broberg's able to play it away to the far wing. Falk's going to rub it loose on the far side. We're back at even strength. No shots on goal allowed by the Blues on that Minnesota power play. And that penalty that just came 34 seconds in. Blues hope to now get a stretch of 5-on-5 as Holloway enters the Minnesota zone. He's chased by Faber. Kyrou led the team in goal scoring each of the last 3 years. Shoots it on. Gustavsson the save. Parayko crashing to the net.
The trainer's job's easy, so you keep the same name, keep the same number. That's one way to get the trainers on your good side right away.
Tucker with a long shot. Gustavsson the save. Into the corner. Joseph bangs for it. Here's Neighbors, who had a career high in points last year. The Wild will clear it out, get it down the near wing. Trent into the goal, and a save by Pennington.
They're off to great starts here early on.
Bukestad on the defensive zone draw. The Wild will win it. Johansson sends it along the near wing. They tried to spin it to the front of the net, where it goes to Shen behind the net. Backhands it to the near point. Kyrou taking that spot with Falk having pinched in. Kyan Falk rips a shot blocker save by Gustavsson. 7 minutes into the first period. Neither team scoring yet. Kyrou dances at the line. Drop pass to the far side. Parayko back to Kyrou. Shot deflected on. And another rebound covered up.
Pigs all got a Stanley Cup championship.
Goldie to the middle of the ice. It goes far. Wade Bennington pops over. Then pop the puck away. Joseph will clear to center.
What a beautiful save right there. He makes a nice hard push off the right. Slides over just in time. Clips him right off the left shoulder.
Down into the corner it goes. That's Joseph. The Wild player lost his stick. Blues shoot it to the front. Kyrou brings it in. Nice through the legs and a shot. That one blocked just wide. Comes back into the middle towards the goal. Kicked away. Gustavsson all the way through. So 4 minutes out of the first 13 have been penalty killing minutes for the Blues. Joseph down in the corner. Bounce to the boards by Middleton. Suter shoots it on. Another save by Gustavsson. Here's Foligno bringing it out.
Well, you can tell right away the St. Louis Blues have a mindset of just getting everything at the net.
Hartman will clear past Kyrou. Mayu knocks it down with his glove. Johansson knocked it over the line. And Hartman stick handles in. 5-hole scores. Ryan Hartman walked it to the blue paint. Minnesota up 1-0.
Right over Dylan Holloway. Here's the pull-up, and the pass right there. Holloway's right there. But as the puck's coming to Hartman, he actually one-touches it. Bam! Right over the blade. Here it is. Pop! He just goes one touch right over Holloway. It's just a heck of a play. You got to tip your hat sometimes. And then Hartman certainly gets a little bit of puck luck as Mayu's going to lay out.
Kaprizov, he'll clear it out. Kaprizov only playing 41 games last year. Bogosian into the slot. Thomas lost his stick. Goldie goes far wing. Kaprizov banned on the shot. It goes back to him. In front, deflection, and score. Goldie deflects a Kaprizov shot over the shoulder of Bennington. 2-0 Minnesota. 2:30 to go, first period.
College's points just continue to tally up. You're going to see the one-timer for Kaprizov. He ends up just missing right there. And then it's just too much time and space for Boldy all alone. Breakdown when you got Thomas and you got Fowler behind the net. No one's in front.
Parayko will clear. Thomas into the Minnesota zone. Uses speed to go around Faber. Hits the trailer. Falk. Wrist shot deflected off Gustavsson.
Here, and I would love to see the St. Louis Blues start getting those engines going, find themselves on a power play here, and start getting the scoring here going in 2025.
Bukestad on the second period draw. It's forced to the far wing. Foligno right there on that front line. Minnesota won 3 of the 4 regular season matchups between these two teams last year. Walker's going to fire one, bounce it to the goal. Gustavsson holds on. Parayko pinching to hold it along the wall for the Blues. He kicks that to Buchnevich, walks off the wall. Saucers to Tucker, who pinched in. That one right to the shoulder of Gustavsson.
Well, it's a broken play, but Parayko's going to pinch down. Watch how he uses his skate. Bam! He just used it with the right blade. He's going to kick it. So Tyler Tucker's no stranger to scoring in the opening night. Almost puts one away right there.
Tucker on the near side. He does have a heavy shot, too. They give Kyrou a walk-in, and his shot hit the side of the net. Fooled the fans in behind the goal.
No call. We're going to stay 5-on-5 hockey. Almost 4 minutes into this period. What a change of events. St. Louis is all over him.
Buchnevich walked here and check, shoots it, save, the rebound there, and there's the penalty.
Either the back of the net or drawing a penalty. What a play by Buchnevich right there. You're going to see the hook right on the backside.
One-timer faked by Shen. Looks in front, missed Buchnevich on the deflection, recovered by Snuggerud.
Watch Buchnevich here, watch Buchnevich.
He's in, Snuggerud shoots it on, but Gustavsson there to make the save. Kyrou to the goal line, Neighbors finding Kyrou. Back to Neighbors, in front, Falk shooting, and another save, Gustavsson. And honestly, that's nothing unusual when really special teams are so hard to work. As the Blues bounce it in front, and Gustavsson will make yet another save, and that's one of the first times the Blues have had. And Joe, if you think about special teams, they just don't get worked on very much because full units don't get opportunities in the preseason. Ukestadt rips one. Suter to Falk, and they come back to Suter on the near side. Holloway was looking like he wanted it across ice. Kyrou's going to bring it on the near wing, fire it on. Gustavsson there. Regular season game against St. Louis. Holloway on the power play, now to Falk. Straight away, Kyrou wires it. And Gustavsson, here a check right back out. Halfway through the game. The Blues will dump it all the way down to Mayu. Now to Neighbors on the far side. So Neighbors right now out there with Buchnevich and Thomas. Through traffic, that shot ends up in on goal. Blocking Blue shots here in this one as Shen stick handles around a broken stick. They get it in. Kyrou with the move to the front, trying to tuck it home. Denied by the stick of Gustavsson.
Folks, you see the bounces going in favor of the Minnesota Wild in that first, and Kyrou just can't sneak it in.
Third penalty kill the game for the Blues. Off the post, rebound in. Eriksson makes it 3-0 Minnesota here in the second period. Power play goal.
You know, you're going to see a face-off win. Heck of an effort on the wall there by Vladimir Tarasenko to keep this puck alive. And then you're going to see Minnesota go to a setup. It's a tip by Kirill Kaprizov. Binnington can't handle it. Look at that little tip right there by Kirill. Yeah, there's nothing Binnington can do about that right there. It goes from tip to post, sitting right behind Binnington in that blue paint. That's about as easy of a goal, even the Keel, but they're like, no, shoot the puck.
Wild, Hartman get it in. Parayko caught up to him. Here in front, Trenton. Boy, they had Johansson all alone for the deflection. That's a good save by Binnington. Parayko gets hooked by Hartman. They didn't see that one. And a shot in and score! Colton Parayko will be a little fired up there as the Wild have made it 4-0. He thought he was hooked by Hartman prior to that.
Yeah, look at Buchnevich. He is absolutely barking from the backside. You're going to see him right here. Here's Hartman. We're going to see it right there. Well, it looks like
interference.
It looks like Parayko's stick gets caught between the legs of Hartman. He kind of throws up both his hands. I'll have to see maybe one more look at it. Here's a good look right here. Yeah, Parayko's stick. Oh, you know what? He collapses his thighs.
Right. He knocked the stick down.
He collapses his thighs, so he grabs his stick in the middle between his inner thighs, and he collapses on it. So
but he's got 8 more goals against the Blues than he has against any other team. He loves playing against St. Louis. Eriksson going to open up this period with a shot. And the puck's carried by Thomas. Now Mayu back to Thomas. Shooting, he scores! Not in the post.
No, that's it.
I think that thing went in, Joe.
I think it went in. Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah, here's your Bomberito RoboCam. What a shot across the body. Gustafsson doesn't see it. Hits the iron and straight out. Boy, you didn't see that.
That one from our angle looked like it had gone in. Boldy in front. Rossi, he put that one over to the far wing. This line's finding some early chemistry. It's knocked down in front. Rossi there, and he scores. Minnesota's put a handful on the Blues here in the home opener. 12:33 to go in the third. 5-0 Minnesota.
But now shortly after that, again, the Blues ice it. Minnesota gets their top line out there, hits the backside of Tucker. You want to talk about another great bounce for Minnesota. This has been the theme. Hits the backside, lands perfect.
On opening night, as the final horn sounds, And the Minnesota Wild opened the season with a 5-0 win against the St. Louis Blues.